Hello, viewers, and welcome to this week's episode of Crime and Road Safety Watch, a program brought to your screens by the Zimbabwe Public Police. I'm your host, Onesisa Sibanda. The Zimbabwe Public Police will not tire in fighting drug and substance use in the country. Recently, 3 transporters and 11 drug barons were arrested in Harare for unlawful possession of unregistered medicines. Subsequently, 1,098 boxes of unregistered medicines, including Bronchler cough syrup, were recovered. Let us hear more from the ZRP National Spokesperson, Commissioner Paul Nyati.
Police has arrested 14 suspects in connection with smuggling, where we have had 1,098 boxes which had been transported from Bedbridge border post and were earmarked for Chinoi, and then they were going to be distributed for sale or supply in Harare. So we have arrested the 3 transporters and the 11 drug barons who are now in custody. The Zimbabwe Public Police reiterates that there is no going back in the fight against drug and substance abuse activities in the country. And we are sending a strong warning to syndicates who include transporters, syndicates who include buyers. We are now reliably informed that there are people who are acting as agents in the country who connect the drug barons with suppliers in neighboring countries, where at the end of the day they are given a point where the drugs will be distributed for sale in various towns in the country. So the law will take its course without fear or favor. This is a message which we also want Zimbabweans to cooperate, want Zimbabweans to continue giving information to Zimbabwe Public Police, especially the Criminal Investigation Department's drugs and narcotics section. There is an ongoing operation which is involving various stakeholders, the Zimbabwe Public Police, ZIMRA, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, the Ministry of Finance, Economic and Investment Promotion, who are working together to deal with the issue of smuggling not only of drug and substances, but we also have groceries, we also have electrical appliances which are also being smuggled into the country.
The accused persons in this case are as follows: Justice Nika, aged 42, Prosper Maposa, 37, Clarence Ncube, 27, Brenda Sango, 35, Rumbidzai Chinyamakovu, 38, Melanie Kutsire, 39, Tafato Makwarimba, 36, Charles Kakomwe, 34, Rufaro Munyanyi, 42, Epiphania Norest Moyo, 43, Beauty Madamombe, 52, Maslin Ziva, 47, Portia Chimombe, 38, and Tambudzai Shoko, 37. Still on issues of drug and substance use, police in Bedbridge arrested Sydney Ndlovu, Delight Ndlovu, and Diana Moyo for unlawful possession of 175 kilograms of dagga. Circumstances are that the accused persons arrived at Bedbridge border post driving a Toyota Hilux coming from South Africa en route to Bulawayo. Upon arrival at Light Commercial Terminal Search Bay, the accused persons offloaded the goods for a physical examination by ZIMRA officers in the presence of detectives. During the course of the search, 5 big cobs of dagga were seized from the piece of a metal cupboard. Further searches were done on the vehicle, and 110 cobs of dagga were also seized from stashed in cardboard boxes and sacks covered with groceries, bringing the total to 115 cobs, leading to the arrest of the accused persons. The recovered dagga was weighed, and it recorded a total weight of 171.21 kgs with a street value of 17,521 United States dollars. Moving on, the Zimbabwe Public Police arrested 4 suspects in connection with the robbery of a 30-ton truck loaded with oil at Featherstone. Let us hear more.
The truck driver was assigned to deliver 30 tons of cooking oil to Shishawan. Along the way, he picked 5 unknown passengers. One of the passengers dropped at Pimbi River, leaving 4 behind. The 4 remaining passengers manhandled the truck driver when they were in Featherstone area. They took the truck to a secluded road where they off-hooked the loaded trailer and took the horse and the complainant and dumped them in Buma area. They quickly took another horse and went back to hook the loaded trailer to a red market in Harare. Meanwhile, the complainant managed to report the matter to the police. Police quickly reacted and investigations were instituted. 2 days later, police received information to the effect that the trailer was spotted along Leopold Takawira Street in Harare downtown. Police quickly reacted to the scene where they managed to arrest Terence Muzuva, Last Mazarura, Ungai Mazarura, and Kelton Giovanna. The four have since appeared in court for initial hearing.
That story brings us to the end of the first segment of Crime and Road Safe to Watch. Join us shortly. Welcome to the second segment of Crime and Road Safe to Watch, where we start off with traffic-related issues. 8 people were killed whilst 11 sustained injuries when a commuter omnibus ferrying passengers plunged into a haulage truck and UD truck after the driver failed to give way at a traffic light-controlled intersection. This fatal road traffic accident occurred recently at Bulawayo Road and Dzivarasekwa turnoff near Tuli service station in Harare, and this place has become an accident-prone zone. Having said this, the Zimbabwe Public Police and other stakeholders, including the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, visited the accident scene to map out ways on how such accidents can be brought to extinction.
We are here today at Dzivarasekwa intersection, where last week we just witnessed a fatal road traffic accident where 8 people were killed and 11 injured. Today we are here with other stakeholders from Ministry of Transport, the road engineers, Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, VID, just to mention a few. We told the whole stretch where accidents are most occurring, and it was out of the realization that from the 1st of January 2024, we recorded a total of 17 accidents, and out of the 17 accidents, 42 were killed, 34 injured. That is an indication that this area needed an early intervention solution. So today, we engaged these stakeholders and we discussed over the issues.
We as Traffic Safety Council, we are doing a number of activities along this road from Bradford School to Dera. We have started what we refer to as road appraisals, where we are looking at this road and we write reports, we send them to the ministry for the road department, so that if there are any changes, they do them as we have advised. We are also doing campaigns on certain spots, especially on these robots. So we're just trying to conscientize the public, the dangers they meet on this road. This is what we are doing at the moment.
Moving on, as cases of real estate fraud continue to rise, the Zimbabwe Public Police works with other stakeholders, such as the Estate Agents Council of Zimbabwe, to curb this menace.
Investing in real estate is one of those very few lifelong decisions that one makes in their life. And it becomes very important that the processes leading to one acquiring or renting a property are done properly. We want to talk about the common real estate fraud tactics. And one is to do with fake property listings. You'll find that some properties appear very attractive, good, unheard of pricing in this world. And we want to say to members of the public, In most instances, cheap ends up being quite expensive. There are well-known and established companies that list properties on behalf of estate agent firms, and people need to be aware of those. And number two, impersonating, holding out or pretending to be the owner of a property or landlord, yet one has no such authority. So members of the public need to be able to check whether one who is selling has got a legitimate mandate from the property owner or from the landlord. Then double selling. Double selling is a well-publicized challenge in the property industry, where one property ends up in the hands of more than one person. And we have also had unfortunate instances where a property that one has developed ends up being demolished because there is circumstances around double selling. And unverifiable property documents. You want to buy a property, whoever is selling, whether it's an agent or a fraudster, is not keen to give you the documentation which proves how legitimate the property is. So we want to urge members of the public not to rush or be pressured into concluding transactions without being satisfied about the paperwork in place. And members of our industry, that's the estate agents industry, know how to verify legitimate or non-legitimate papers in terms of going to the Surveyor General's office, going to the deeds office. And then lastly, you also come across instances where a person who is selling a property or renting out a property makes or wants advance fees, whether for going to view a property, and I want to emphasize here that bona fide estate agents don't charge members of the public fees for going to view properties. Then you also have unregistered or unlicensed agents. Property selling and property management is a legislated activity in Zimbabwe, where anyone wanting to sell a property belonging to a third party must be trained, registered, and experienced to do such work. Payment requests to personal accounts. Generally speaking, we discourage members of the public from dealing on a one-to-one basis. If it's a property sale, dealing directly with the seller without maybe a lawyer, without an agent. Funds normally go into the trust account of an estate agent or a lawyer, so the agent is holding those funds on behalf of the parties pending the conclusion of sale. We want to urge members of the public to take note of these due diligence tips.
As a police, we have received quite a number of property fraud cases all over the country, where people fall victim by not doing the proper due diligence that they should have done before to figure out whether the one who is selling the property is the real owner or not. Should you suspect foul play, we advise members of the public to report at any nearest police station around the country.
We take another short break. Join us in the third and final segment. We're in the third and final segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is concerned with the shadow of murder growing ever darker with recent discoveries of lifeless bodies across the country. CID spokesperson, Detective Inspector Rachel Mteweri, gives us more.
While death is inevitable, losing a soul due to murder case is so devastating to the family, to the community, and even to the country at large. And this is the reason why, as the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we are deeply concerned with the rise in murder cases, some of which are emanating from beer drink disputes, some from witchcraft accusations, domestic disputes, and even rituals. I want to relate to a case in point which happened in Gutu, that is in Masvingo. It so happened that Tongai Chirume sexually assaulted his stepsister, and after the assault, he went on to kill his stepsister. It then happened that his nephew witnessed the gruesome murder of his mother. So Tongai Chirume went on to assault the nephew and threw her body in a disused well. The body was later found by relatives. He then fled from the scene. But as the old adage states, Mosha Hairowi, crime does not pay. He was subsequently arrested and arraigned before the courts. This notion that crime does not pay, Mosha Hairowi, is also buttressed by a case in point that happened sometime in 2000 in Chief Mutasa area that is in Honte Valley. It so happened that Stephen Tizora, together with his 3 accomplices, namely Michael Mubata, Simon Sadondo, and Elia Gora, hatched a plan to kill Shepherd Tizora and collect blood and semen in what is suspected to be ritual purposes. So they waylaid the victim, who was coming from a beer drink. They killed the victim, harvested semen and blood from the victim before throwing his body into the river. The following day, an informant who was passing through the river saw the body of the now deceased floating in the river. He went on to inform Stephen Tizora. Stephen Tizora then reported the matter to the police, alleging that the now deceased had fallen into the river due to drunkenness. The accused person was recently arrested together with his accomplices, and they have since been arraigned before the courts. Our clarion call as the Zimbabwe Republic Police to families, communities, and the churches: we need to come on board in the fight against the increase in murder cases.
In other news, the Zimbabwe Republic Police held the 17th edition of the Commissioner General of Police Merit Awards at Mkushi Training Academy recently. The ceremony is meant to recognize, appreciate, and award the outstanding 2024 annual performers drawn from the ZRP 7 primary schools and 2 high schools. The Commissioner General of Police, Stephen Mutamba, officiated at the event.
Today we celebrate excellence, dedication, and the outstanding achievements of our young learners, teachers, and schools. We continue to take pride on the impeccable track record set by our primary and secondary school in the country's national examinations. In equal measure, the excellent performance by some of our pupils and students in co-curricular activities such as athletics and other sporting activities is worth mentioning. Allow me to highlight that education features prominently towards the attainment of the country's vision of an upper middle income economy by the year 2030. It is therefore pleasing to note that during the year 2024, a total of 1,139 out of 1,156, that is 98.53% of grade 7 candidates passed their examination. ZRP High School continues to produce remarkable results at both ordinary and advanced level by registering 100% and 98.79% pass rate respectively. In the same breath, ZRP Support Unit College showcased a positive trajectory by registering an impressive 76.3% pass rate at ordinary level in 2024. The remarkable achievements in the 2023 ZIMSEC national examinations are testament to the engraved ethos of commitment and professionalism resident within the education sector in our organization. In the same breath, I am aware of various other learners who performed exceptionally well in various other disciplines and were honored with accolades. As we strive to make our schools safe havens and places of academic success, I implore you to work harmoniously from the administrative side of Police General Headquarters and school authorities so as to ensure transparency and accountability in all activities. I therefore wish to reiterate a call I made last year against some staff members who continue to put undue pressure on parents demanding extra and unnecessary charges for the so-called extra lessons. Please be reminded that such acts are not only immoral, but illegal. Any complaint that reaches my office henceforth shall be treated accordingly. We must not soil the good image and reputation of Zimbabwe to public police schools that has taken so long to build. As an organization, we shall continue to support our schools with the necessary resources. It is also in our plans that we continuously motivate our staff members in more ways than one. For instance, during promotion exercises, we also endeavor to ensure that our teachers are considered for promotion.
We now move on to people on the police wanted list. Zetapi Chimanimani is looking for Stanford Maposa, aged 42, of Chimanimani Old Location, Chimanimani, for a case of murder. John Muganu, aged 41, of Munendevunye Village, Chief Musha, is wanted by Zetapi Chimanimani for a case of rape. Innocent Majoni, aged 27, of Manzou Village, Chief Musha, is wanted by police in Chimanimani for a case of stock theft. Should you have information that may assist in the location of any of those wanted persons, feel free to visit any nearest police establishment or contact us on the following details. Call us on our National Complaints Desk number 0242 703 631. You can also chat with us on our WhatsApp number 0712 800 197. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. You can also link with us on our email, that is feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Interact with us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. Follow and like us on our X platform @Police Zimbabwe. You can also watch all Crime and Road Safety Watch episodes on our ZRP YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. For those in Bulawayo, you can alternatively use these numbers. The Provincial Community Relations Liaison Office at 0292 603 58 or 0292 88951. The Bulawayo Provincial Operations at 0292 885479 or 0292 273547. It has been a pleasure having you along. From the Crime and Road Safety Watch crew behind the scenes, do enjoy the rest of your viewing and take care. I'm Onesisa Sibanda.